Good afternoon and welcome here at Greenway Oval for this round 4 Canberra Raiders clash. Thanks to Bloomers Lawyers. We have a top of the table clash for you here today. We've got the Tuggy Bushrangers currently sitting in second place up against the ladder leading Goulburn Workers Bulldogs. My name is Sonny Singh. I'll be your lead caller for today, and with me in the box to begin with at least is John Croyder. Good afternoon, John.
Hey Sonny, great to be here. Great ground, Greenway Oval. I love the scenery around here. Should be a great game. Both teams 100% record so far. Bushies had the bye already, so they've got 2 wins from 2 matches. Goulburn, they've been very impressive, disposing of some very good sides along the way, beating the Roos and Woden, as well as beating Yass, all quite comfortably. So really don't know what to expect. It'll be a good test to see where both sides are at. Should be a cracking match.
Yeah, you're right. This is the first time that both sides are featured on Match of the Day. They're both undefeated, as you mentioned, in 2019. Now, these teams met twice in 2018, and Tuggeranong ended up winning both of them. But these are 2 very different-looking lineups for this year.
Yeah, completely different. For Tuggeranong, they've got a new fullback. So Michael Brophy played in the centres last year. He's back to fullback with Matt Gruber going over to England. Blake Murray went over to England with him, so he's out of the halves, and Mick Picker's not playing as well. So Rob Sheffield and Wes Alexander line up in the halves, and we've got a new second row with Josh Baker coming over from the Queanbeyan Blues and Jared Kennedy coming down from Mannies in the New South Wales Cup. So very different side. Lost a lot of their forward pack, which we saw in action in round 1 for Yass. So it'll be interesting to see how they go. Yeah,
we'll go through a couple of the specifics around how the teams went last week, but let's quickly preview this match because there's so much to look forward to. Firstly, I want to talk about the battle of the number 9s. You know, Josh Mitchell and James Orbison. You and I talked a little bit pre-match about this. It's almost an accountant versus the magician sort of match-up between these two, but 2 very different hookers.
Yeah, very different, but they're both Wombats. They love a Wombat try. They go in from dummy half. Orbo's already got about, I think, 5 for the year already. Mitchell's been a little bit quieter, but his service out of dummy half, especially with the lack of halves around as well, is absolutely crucial. I think whoever's able to shut down the opposition 9 is really going to come out on top today. I think that's going to be a huge battle.
As you mentioned, both sides coming off a win from last week. The Bushies snuck home against the Belconnen United Sharks, 26-24. It took them some time to get going. It was a very slow opening 20 minutes, but once they clicked into gear, I think they came good.
Yeah, definitely. For them, they played round 1, then they had the bye, then we had the Easter break. They were treating that game as round 1. So this is their round 2. They'll have a little bit more used to this new side. They'll be a bit more familiar with each other. And then Goulburn, they beat the defending premiers Woden. They hadn't lost in 15 games, and they beat them by 20 points as well. So they've definitely shown that they are the form team of the competition so far. Not only they had the wins, it's been the manner in which they've been getting those wins.
Absolutely. They're currently averaging 44 points per game in attack as we go through the lineup. Not too many changes to both sides from last week. We'll go through the Bushies lineup to begin with. Michael Brophy lines up at fullback. Connor Masson, Drury Lowe, Negarima Lowe and Tristan Eldridge, who makes his debut for the club this week. Rob Sheffield and Wes Alexander in the halves. Daniel Hickson, Josh Mitchell, Jaden Thomas, Josh Baker, Jared Kennedy and Jacob McGrath line up in the starting lineup. Off the bench, Jaleel Fa'amoi Ioane, Matt Dragicic, Brent Neal and Sione Palahame. And for the Bulldogs, John?
Yeah, so for the Bulldogs, we've got 17-year-old Cooper O'Connor at the fullback. On the wings, we've got Steve Cummins and Lab Taungo. In the centres, Chris Hart and Dylan Rota. In the halves, we've got Mitch Cornish and Nick Cornish. The front row, Matt Martin, Tyson Greenwood with James Orbison at hooker. Second row, Jake Whittaker, Izzy Titter and Hayden Hodge at lock. And on the bench, we've got Justin Day, Shane McCallum, Mitchell Atkinson and the evergreen Michael Dodson at a very young age of 43.
So just a few changes for each side. So Tuggeranong, Tui Kako is out for Tristan Eldridge, and for Goulburn, Izzy Titter replaces Matt Warboys, and Isaac Lanham drops off the bench with Shane McCallum on the bench. And joining me now in the box, Vince Smith-Coppy, welcome.
Thank you, Sonny. Great to be here.
As Josh Mitchell gets us underway. Beautiful scenery here out at Greenway Oval. As Goulburn gets us off to a start with Matt Martin, just tackled just short of his 20-metre zone. Orbison in the dummy half. This is going to be one of the harder names to call today. Taungo. Already has 1 try for the season. Be looking to get a couple more today. They work it up just outside the 30-metre zone now. Tackle there by Josh Mitchell. Simple play early on. The good tackle on Hayden Hodge. Coming off a couple tries himself last week. Very impressive as we see the first error of the game falling the way of the Bulldogs. So they don't get through their first set. And that error by Tyson Greenwood. And the Bushies will get their first attacking opportunity of the half very early on.
Yeah, not the start that Goulburn would have been looking for there, as they just would have been looking to get through that first set safely, but instead it will be Tuggeranong who get the first chance to attack.
Well, they started like a house on fire last week, Goulburn. They were all over the Woden Valley Rams in that first 20 minutes. They had a little bit of a scare. They let a couple tries in just before half-time. I think Woden got it back to within 2 points before the Bulldogs eventually ran away with it. As off the scrum feed, it goes to Tuggeranong low. He finds a little bit of space on the outside. He's got support on his outside. He finds it. He's taken. They managed to stay in the field of play. Good early signs from Tuggeranong, though. Goes back to Tuggeranong low. He steps on the inside. He's taken just a couple metres short of the goal line now. Massive opportunity for the Bushies to start well. A slow play the ball. Josh Mitchell in a dummy half. He goes out the back. This is a number 7 and Rob Sheffield. We play it just inside the 10-metre zone. Mitchell out of dummy half. Slow play the ball. He gets a ball away. Just pulled up short before the try line again. Now Mitchell out of dummy half. He scoots over. That's too easy.
Straight through. Wow, that really was too easy there for Tuggeranong Bushrangers. As you mentioned last week, Goulburn were the side that started like a house on fire, but straight from that scrum feed, you just saw the intent from the Bushrangers. They wanted to score first, and they really just did it.
Well, Josh Mitchell with his first try of the season. He spoke a little bit earlier on in the week about having not gotten on the board as of yet this season. He's threatened. He sees his first opportunity and he takes it. We heard John mention earlier that these number 9s, they like a little dart out of dummy half.
Yeah, John mentioned that whoever can shut down their opponent number 9 will go a long way towards winning this match, and well, you just saw that they weren't able to shut down Mitchell there as he darted straight through from just a metre or two out.
He saw the opportunity on the left and took it as he lines this one up just left of the uprights. No breeze of any degree out here today. It's a beautiful ground here at Greenway Oval. It's a decent crowd that's built up as well. Nothing beats local footy out here in Tuggeranong. And he's missed this one, Josh Mitchell. So not his best kick for the day. So we stay at 4-0 after just 3.5 minutes here at Greenway Oval. But the Bushies on the board first.
Yeah, couldn't really ask for a better start there for Tuggeranong. They've really just advantaged them after 3 minutes. They've come out firing, and Goulburn will look to respond immediately.
We're back underway. It's a short kickoff as well, and what a ploy it was from Chris Hart. He catches the Bushrangers unaware. A sneaky little play by Chris Hart. You don't see that very often. And now the Bulldogs on the attack. This is Hayden Hodge. Real opportunity to bounce back very quickly. Taken there by Mitchell. This is Orbison in a dummy half. Taken just inside the 10-metre zone now. They play it and come to the left. This is Cornish. He goes out the back to Mitch. Mitch decides to run. It's a good one-on-one tackle from his opposing number 7 on this occasion, Rob Sheffield. Out of dummy half, Orbison, he goes short. That's a good tackle. It was a good tackle on Greenwood. Last tackle now. Orbison goes to the right. He finds Nick Cornish. He puts a grubber through a couple deflections. Eventually falls in the hands of Tuggeranong low. And the Bushies withhold the Bulldogs on their first foray into their 20-metre zone. Now this is Tristan Eldridge making his debut for the club. They're hitting a good strong tackle now. The Bulldogs, that's Hayden Hodge and the number 8, Matt Martin. They're just inside their own 40-metre zone here, the Bushies. Look to get through their set. He might have lost this ball. No, the referee said penalty. Nick Cornish involved in that one. So hands on the ball, so the Bushies will get another opportunity inside the Bulldogs' half. They will start this set just on the halfway line. It'll be Tuggeranong low that gets us back underway. From Alexander, it goes to Jaden Thomas. As we mentioned before, it is a new look lineup for Tuggeranong this season. They had their grand final team pretty much pillaged by the Yash Magpies side. A lot of the forwards who played in that game now currently playing with the Ash Magpies. They spread it to the right. They work themselves further infield. That's Drury Lowe in a dummy half. Now this is the number 12, Jared Kennedy, for the Bushies. Scored a try and made a couple of line breaks last week as well. This is Alexander. It's a good cutout pass. Goes to Eldridge. Might have been taken a little bit late there, Alexander. To slow play the ball from Eldridge. Now Mitchell. He goes out to Sheffield. Now to Daniel Hickson. He knows only one way, and that's to go forward. Taken in a two-man tackle by Hodge and Martin. Mitchell out a dummy half. Now to Sheffield. Goes to Brophy. Now Kennedy. Looking for quick hands. He finds Drury Lowe. Has he got the strength to go over? Wouldn't matter. We've got a forward pass. We'll have a handover on last tackle, 10 metres out, but not a bad attacking set from the Bushies.
No, I like that. I like them being brave enough to run the ball on last tackle as well, showing keeping the Goulburn defence on their toes. I think they wouldn't be too disappointed with that, and a handover 10 metres out isn't a terrible result either.
Yeah, they're showing some early promise, particularly down that that left side with Nigarima Lowe. He's had a couple of nice early touches. We see the Bulldogs work their way out of their own danger zone. This is Hayden Hodge. Might have been taken in a slightly high tackle there. Referee says it's okay. Warburson. He comes to this right side. Again, it might have been another slightly uppish tackle. Referee showing a little bit of leniency. This is Hayden Hodge looking for more work through the middle. Taken in a two-man tackle. Mitchell involved again, as was Jacob McGrath. Now it goes to Mitch Cornish. He puts this kick downfield, looking for open space, and he might just find it. It's a good take from Michael Brophy. It's a very good take. He might have lost it for a minute there. Now he looks to spread the ball. This is Nigarima Lowe. He looks to get on the outside. He might have to be careful on that edge. He's manages to stay infield. It's a good end result for Tuggeranong. They'll start their set 30 metres out. They're already up to the 40-metre zone on second tackle. Come back towards the inside. This is Daniel Hickson. Short of the halfway zone. Slow play the ball. Josh Mitchell probing in dummy half. He comes to the left. This time it's Jacob McGrath who's tackled just short of the 40-metre zone. We'll be in position for another attacking kick here though. Josh Mitchell. The ball a little bit trickier to take for Rob Sheffield, but he puts the kick in. We'll just see if this one holds up. It certainly does. So it's a good kick from Sheffield. It's taken there by Cooper O'Connor, who's hitting a good wall of defence by the Bushies, and they drive him back. As the referee called held, he hasn't. We're going to have a line drop out here to the Bushies. It's a good kick and an even better kick chase.
That's it. I think that was a good kick by Goulburn up the other end, but you just saw with no interest in the chase, they were able to take it out to about 30 metres out from their own line, Tuggeranong. And the opposite situation here, that was a good kick by Tuggeranong, but an even better chase. And that just shows the kick chase really makes the kick.
Yeah, you're not wrong. It's been a very good start from Tuggeranong. As we said, we saw them target the left edge a little bit more as we see another short kick-off, this time from Chris Hart. And this time it looks like it might have been knocked on by the Bulldogs, but it is play on. Advantage played for the Bushies, and they get it just inside the 10-metre zone. Another real opportunity here. They go to the number 10. That's Jaden Thomas. Just inside the 10-metre zone now. Josh Mitchell in a dummy half. Which way does he go? He comes to the right-hand side. He goes to Sheffield and hits Jared Kennedy short. We know he can hit a line well. As I mentioned, scored a very nice-looking try last week. That's Mitchell out of dummy half. Just short there. Mitchell goes out the back. This is Sheffield. That's another one. That's Nigarima Lowe. And Mitchell, he goes down the blind side again. They might go over here. This is number 11. He does get the ball away, does he? The ball was gone out. So good scramble defence in the end there for the Bulldogs. Josh Mitchell saw another opportunity. They did look to have numbers, but on this occasion, it doesn't come off.
No, it doesn't. But again, they're showing that they're brave enough to run it on last tackle, and that will be testing out the Goulburn defence. And it just means that when they get up this end again, they will just have every opportunity open to them.
Well, if nothing else, the Bulldogs have done well to limit the damage to just 4 points at the moment. As Greenwood gets us back underway. I beg your pardon, Greenwood looks like he'll take this one up. Yes, there he is, Tyson Greenwood. It's a good run as well. Earns his team a few extra post-contact metres. Takes a couple to bring him down. This is Matt Martin. As they look to work themselves back into this game. Taken just about 35 metres out from his own line. A slow play of the ball. Orbison out of dummy half, looking for the 40-20. Has he got the angle? He may just well.
Looks
the ball's
good.
rolling, but it's kept in very well by Eldridge. But the touch, he's got his flag up, I think. He certainly does. So it might not go down as an official 40-20, given the touch. But the result is the same. We'll have a scrum feed in favour of the Bulldogs. And they will get another opportunity to level things up here at Greenway Oval.
Yeah, it was an excellent kick there by Orbison. His team's been under pressure pretty well since the kick-off. So now it'll be the best attacking chance for Goulburn workers this match.
Yeah, plenty of former first grade talent on display today. We've got a lot of the 2008 Canberra Raiders under-20s alumni playing in this game. Michael Brophy, Mitch Cornish, Jared Kennedy. I'm sure I'm missing one or two from that list as well. There's plenty of talent out there. As the scrum feed comes to Nick Cornish, he goes out the back to brother Mitch. He goes out the back once again. There might be an opportunity here there for Steve Cummings. If he can dive over, does he get the ball down? He doesn't. He certainly doesn't. And it's a good call from the touchy, I think. From my angle, it looked like the cover defence had done enough to push him out. Not just out, but in goal. As opposed to a scrum feed, we'll have a 7-tackle set, 20 metres out. Big play.
Yeah, it was a good move off the scrum there by Goulburn, but that cover defence was just brilliant. It looked like he had an open space in front of him, but the winger came across and took him touching goal in the 7-tackle set.
Yeah, well, Stevie Cummins looked over for all money. So back underway through Jaden Thomas. Mitchell in a dummy half. He goes to his front row partner in Hickson. And we've got a lost ball here. So they're going to get another opportunity, the Bulldogs. Opportunities starting to present themselves for this Bulldogs side. Well, now we've got a penalty here for a high tackle. So the opportunity goes to Tuggeranong as Josh Mitchell finds touch. It's about 40 metres out from their own line. Wasn't a huge touch finder. As Drury Low gets us back underway. This is Daniel Hickson. He holds on to this one. Driven back in a good two-man tackle. That was Greenwood and Hodge involved. Now onto, again, the front row partner. It's another good shot on Jaden Thomas. This is good defence from the Bulldogs. It's starting to muscle up a little bit. Did speak to Adam Kyle pre-game, who said that defence was a big item of improvement during the off-season. They have spent a lot of time working on it. The attack hasn't been too shabby either when you average 44 points per game in your first three. As Nigarima Low takes it inside the opposition half, 40 metres out from the Bulldogs line. He plays the ball. They come to the right-hand side. This is the number 13, Jacob McGrath. It's a good, strong run again. He gets inside the 30-metre zone. Drury Low calling for the ball on this right edge. Mitchell, he goes to Alexander, who puts this one high in the air. There's a couple coming underneath. A bit of lack of communication in the end. Lucky the ball goes backwards, though. They get out of trouble on that occasion, the Bulldogs, but I think it might have been Chris Hart and the fullback that both went up for the ball. It was a bit of push and shove in the ruck. Nothing of major note as the Bulldogs work it off their line once again. This is Orbison out of dummy half. Now to Izzy Titter. Orbison again. Always looking to run. That's his first intention. Now Hayden Hodge, he almost splits them up the middle. He's taken eventually by Jared Kennedy and Josh Mitchell. It's a slow play of the ball, though. Now Orbison onto Mitch Cornish. It's a good cutout pass to Hart. But the ball's put down by Cummins. And there'll be no advantage there to the Bushies. So they managed to weather that storm again, the Bushies. And so far, so good defensively for them. Hasn't quite clicked for the Bulldogs as of yet, Vince.
No, it hasn't. They've shown glimpses, particularly in that last set, with Hodge looking to split them down the middle just for a second. And then again, creating numbers on the outside. But it was just Steve Cummins probably a bit in front of his centre there, meaning in order for a pass to go backwards, it's never really going to be taken. So it's just, the timing's a little bit out at the moment, but you'd have to say the Bushrangers will be looking to capitalise on that if they can.
Yeah, it is noticeable. There have been a lot of slow play the balls from the Bulldogs. Not sure if it's a tactic by the Bushies just to slow that down today and just limit James Orbison's time out of dummy half. We know he's a big part of what they do in attack. There's Nigarimalo, another strong run from him. He takes it just short of the halfway line. He's a strong lad. Got a very promising start to this game. As we come back further infield, this is through Jaden Thomas. Mitchell, he comes to the right-hand side. From Alexander, it comes to Jared Kennedy. He's taken just 30 metres out from the goal line. Another attacking opportunity here for the Bushies. Now Brophy, he finds McGrath. 20 metres out. Mitchell, he looks both ways, he goes to the left. That's a good little kick from Alexander. It's taken, though, nicely by Tuggeranong. And it's a good set. We do have a player down there. It's the number 6. It is Wes Alexander that is a little bit groggy to get up. And in fact, he hasn't as of this point. Didn't quite see what happened, Vince, did you?
No, I didn't catch that at all. But he does look to be in a lot of pain.
Wasn't the best end to the set of 6 for the Bushies, but they are getting through their sets. Keeping the ball down here, making the Bulldogs work out from their own end. And we did hear from Josh Mitchell earlier in the week that he was a little bit disappointed with the possession count last week against Belconnen United Sharks. They didn't complete as high as they would have liked to, but they have started this game a lot better. Certainly completing their sets, getting to the end of them, and keeping the Bulldogs down here. So as we mentioned, the Bulldogs, this attacking arsenal that they possess, you don't want to give them too many opportunities. So we wait to see if Wes Alexander will continue. It does look like he'll just work back his way into the line, or back to marker at least. So he will continue. That's good news for the Bushies. And we get restarted. Still just 4-0 after 18 minutes here at Greenway Oval. And that's Dylan Rotter, who's one of the biggest centres you'll see in the league. He earns his side a penalty. And as we mentioned, this will be a good opportunity for the Bulldogs to get themselves back into this. As Orbison gets us back underway, and it's that man again in Dylan Rotter. Works his way just short of the halfway line. The markers might not have been square that time, but Hayden Hodge, he comes further to the left. Taken in a 2-man tackle by Josh Mitchell. There's Nick Cornish. He takes a run. Probing through the middle. Now Orbison out of dummy half. Again, looks to run a little bit before he gives it off to the number 10 in Tyson Greenwood. The opportunities are to the left. Mitch Cornish, he puts a little kick in. That looked like it was played at, but it went backwards. So it's taken there by the number 7. There's 2 men in that tackle. That's a penalty, you'd think. The referee says he's waiting for a call from his touchy by the looks of things, and he's got the decision right, I think. There's definitely 2 men in that tackle, and he calls a strip. And again, probably just a little bit of impatience from the Bulldogs on this occasion that costs them.
Yeah, that was silly in defence, I think, from the Bulldogs. There was never 1 man in the tackle, and it looked like it was a very deliberate strip. So not really sure what he was hoping to achieve there.
We haven't really seen this game ebb and flow as of yet. It's been punctuated by a number of stoppages as Kennedy makes his way up to the halfway line, in fact just beyond. It's a good strong run from him. Returning from an ACL injury, of course, Jared Kennedy. He's had a good start to his Bushies 2019 campaign as Jaden Thomas plays it on the 40-metre zone. Now it's to Jacob McGrath. It's a good low tackle there by Jake Whittaker as Mitchell goes through the ruck. He's looking for a support runner. He doesn't find one. Taken in a 3-man tackle eventually by the Bulldogs. They're in attacking the position again. This is Michael Brophy at dummy half. It's last tackle. Which way do they go? They go to the left. This kick goes high. Not quite got the depth, but they do take it. No, they don't. They put it down. As you see, almost a break made down the blind side by the Bulldogs. Almost turned something into nothing there. This is Taungo. sparing his forwards a bit of hard work. They go down the blind side again. This is Dylan Rotter. It's a good, strong run from him as well. It's a very strong run. Look at him. He's still going. He's still going, Dylan Rotter. That's a fantastic run, and he tries to get to his feet quickly, and he earns his side a penalty. Well, he's done just about everything but score there, Dylan Rotter. He gets his side out of their own half, earns them a penalty, and now back on the attack. And the possession count starting to even up, maybe even favour the Bulldogs a little bit. A couple of repeat sets as they work their way inside the Bushies 20 now. Another attacking opportunity. Look to favour this left side a lot of the time. They've looked to play it out the back. This is Matt Martin edging their way towards a 10-metre zone and ultimately the try line. This is Cornish. He looked to dummy. He does. In fact, he did get a ball away. So very late. And now he's got a penalty. Sorry, it was Nick Cornish who did take the hit up. A couple of blondes through the middle. As we see a penalty awarded, and James Orbison with the decision now at 4-0 down. You'd think he'd just tap and go. He certainly does. This is Tyson Greenwood, taken just short of the try line. Orbison. He scored one from dummy half last week. Mitch Cornish, he hits short, but it's put down. And it's play on, advantage played for the Bushies. And it's another error inside the 20 for the Bulldogs. Certainly not doing themselves any favours with their handling. And just a bit of, again, as we mentioned, a bit of lack of patience inside the 20. This is Brophy going for a dart out of dummy half. Do know they can turn it on, the Bulldogs. You don't want to give them too many opportunities. This is Connor Masson. Easy to pick out with the headgear in that Bushy side. This is Michael Brophy, his second run of the set. Works his way just short of the 50-metre zone. He's wrestled and tangled and eventually gets to his feet. There's no markers now because of it. And Mitchell gets a quick play of the ball, and the ball eventually finds its way to the number 15 is Matt Dragosic, who's on the field, but unfortunately for him, I think the pass he tried to offload out the back has gone forward. And as I say that, Michael Brophy just a bit slow to his feet as well. A couple errors creeping into the games of both teams at the moment. As I mentioned, there's another stoppage in play. It hasn't, as I mentioned, we haven't really had much flow in this game as of yet, Vince.
No, we certainly haven't. It's not the top of the table clash end to end that I was perhaps expecting. It has been a lot of errors, quite a number of penalties. I think Goulburn started off with, quite a number of errors, and perhaps it's a bit contagious because now Tuggeranong, after a strong start, are starting to drop the ball, and a bit of ill discipline creeping in as well.
134 points scored by the Goulburn workers in the first 3 weeks of the competition. The attacking arsenal is certainly there. Can they start to string it together? Out of dummy half, Orbison. He goes to Hayden Hodge, who's been very busy early on. And again, he finds a couple extra metres just up through the middle. He's taken by Dragosic, and now we've got a penalty. This time for laying on the tackle for too long. Dragosic and Hickson, the guilty culprits on that occasion. And the possession definitely starting to favour the Bulldogs. And Orbison, a tap, and it goes to the number 18 in Michael Dodson, who's on the field. There's a couple of changes from both sides. It's a slow play of the ball. Orbison out of dummy half, goes to Hayden Hodge once again. Works their way just inside the 20-metre zone, just short of the 10. Now Orbison, he looks to go right. This is Mitch Cornish. He's got runners either side of him. He goes to the right, and now it's put down again. This time by Jake Whitaker, and it's just not falling into place for the Bulldogs. Some passes going in front, going behind. The cohesion not quite there as of yet. And we see another penalty given. This time, I think, for a high shot. Yes, it was. It was a high shot. So both teams getting plenty of piggybacks out of their own end, whether it be off the back of penalties or errors. I don't think either coach will be particularly thrilled with the start of both sides. I think the Bushies are slightly happier. I think the defence has held out quite well, putting a lot of pressure on this Bulldogs attack. See Jaden Thomas take the first hit up. This is Brent Neal, who's also on the field. taken in a two-man tackle. Now they come further right. This is Michael Brophy. Looks to get past one. He does so. He gets past Orbison as well. So he beats two and makes it into the 30-metre zone. Now another quick play the ball. Again, no markers, and Mitchell sees it. He finds Dragicic on the left. He's looking dangerous, Josh Mitchell, particularly when there's any sort of quick play the ball. He goes to the left now. It finds its way to the halves. Now onto the winger. He puts a little kick in. Will it hold up in the in goal? It certainly will. And the Bushies will force themselves a repeat set. Good set of 6 from the Bushies. And it'll be a bit of repeat pressure for them with the Bulldogs to start from under their sticks.
Yeah, it was good to see a couple of passes being strung together there for the first time in quite a number of minutes. It's been that stop-starty feel to the game.
Are we expecting another short kickoff?
That's what I was
here?
about to say. I think they're setting up for another short one, but we'll see.
Yeah, without a doubt. They've gone short again. This time it's probably a little bit deeper. I'm not sure
Might
why
find
they
touch.
didn't try to catch it. And they do find touch, and they will still get the ball back, the Bulldogs. Well, I mean, we all expected it. It shouldn't have been a surprise tactic on that occasion for the Bushies, and might have been an opportunity there to just take the ball cleanly.
Yeah, it wasn't actually, or it didn't appear to be that well executed. And if just a Tuggeranong player managed to get underneath it, they would have been able to take quite a comfortable catch.
Well, it's a big let-off pressure-wise, and it's a big play from the Bulldogs. Instead of defending your line and sapping a bit of the juice out of your defences, you're back on the attack. Regardless, we're back underway. Just 35 metres out now. It's a slow play the ball again. We did mention it earlier. Suspect pass out of dummy half from Orbison. The touch he's happy with it though, so we play on. And out of dummy half. This is Hayden Hodge looking for more work up through the middle. He gets it inside the Bushies halfway. Now out of dummy half, Orbison. He goes down the blind side to Dylan Rotter. He's been very strong early on, and it's lucky that they managed to get something on him, because if he hadn't fallen over there, you back him in to score. This is Mitch Cornish now. He goes short to Hayden Hodge, who's taken there in a three-man tackle. Jared Kennedy involved, as is Sione Palahame, who's now on the field. This is Mitch Cornish. He puts this kick high, looking for Cummins. Has he got the height? He does. It's tapped backwards, and it ends up in the hands of Drury Lowe. So again, the Bushies are able to withstand whatever the Bulldogs have to throw at them. And this is Connor Masson now with a run. His headgear's come off again. Out of dummy half, Michael Brophy. He picks up another 10 or so metres. Just simple football from the Bushies at the moment. Nothing too complicated. This is Dragicic. He's got Nigarima low in the background, begging for another penalty for a high tackle on that occasion, as we see he's played it off the mark, I think. The referee sends him back. I think Josh Mitchell was lining up a 40-20 there. I think the secret might be out of the bag now. Don't think he'll be doing it again. No. Goes to Brent Neal, and this time to Jared Kennedy, who has a bobble, but he manages to regain and take it cleanly. Now Mitchell out of dummy half. He finds the number 7 in, Rob Sheffield. It was good kick pressure though, and as a result, Cooper O'Connor's going to play this ball just inside his 40-metre zone, but that's good defence rewarded for the Bulldogs. This is Nick Cornish. Tries to step inside a few. Can't quite break the tackle. Just short of the halfway line. Rotter in a dummy half. Expected him to run. This is the winger now to Ungo. Orbison in a dummy half. He goes to the right-hand side. This is another strong run, this time from Michael Dodson. Quick play the ball. They continue down this right-hand side. Back to the number 10 in Tyson Greenwood. And it's another slow play the ball though. They're not getting any sort of momentum through the ruck. The Bushies aren't giving them too much. He looks to get a ball around the back almost by the looks of things there. And it was last tackle. So we'll have a handover, and it's just good defence again by the Bushies. Really limiting the attacking variety by the Bulldogs. Defensive line isn't panicking. They're marking up, rushing up on the key players, and they're slowing down to play the ball just enough as they work their way out of trouble now. It's another slow play the ball. This time it's Sione Palahame. Brent Neal earns his team a couple of extra metres, but is driven back, put on his back. Hayden Hodge and Michael Dodson involved. This time to Matt Dragicic. 3 or 4 tackles into this set. Doesn't feel like they've gone very far. Mitchell out of dummy half. This one is inside the 40-metre zone, but it's well read there. This time Steve Cummings, he takes it on the full and brings it back with some zesto. And taking in a good 3-man tackle though. Out of dummy half. He goes to Chris Hart. He steps inside a couple. That's just the 1 try for the season so far. This is the fullback, Cooper O'Connor. He's one of those players yet to score this season. Now they find the winger. This is Lab Tuangoango. Working his way inside the opposition half once again. It's another slow play, the ball. Orbison onto Hayden Hodge. No frills from him, just up the middle. Would have made plenty of metres already. Now Orbison at dummy half. He looked to out Orbison outside. We've got a 6 to go call though. Not quite sure what happened, whether he looked to pass to Cornish and he might have got a touch from the opposition players. And as a result, the Bulldogs get another set of 6 inside the opposition 20-metre zone. This is Michael Dodson, tackled just short of the goal line. The player on the ground, Orbison, he goes himself. He loves a dart. He's just been held up, I think. He has just short of the line. We've got Hayden Hodge in a dummy half. What does he do? He looks to go to the right. This is Mitch Cornish, and we've got a lost ball here out of dummy half. I think it was James Orbison with the error in the end. And once again, Vince, the Bushies defence holds on.
Sure does. Over half an hour into the match, and the Bushrangers defence hasn't really looked rattled once. That was probably the best opportunity there for the Bulldogs. That 6 again, the full set, bit of momentum, and then James Orbison of all players to make the error and let off the pressure.
I think if you're giving points in the battle of the hookers for the first half, I think at the moment it's going to Josh Mitchell. I haven't seen Orbison run too much. I think Mitchell's had the benefit of having his players give him quicker play the balls early on in this game. As we see Brophy off the scrum, he almost pokes his head through. Eventually taken there by Hayden Hodge and Nick Cornish. Now it's off to their number 11 in Josh Baker. He gets an offload away. It's good play. Eventually finds its way to Rob Sheffield, the number 7. So this time, a slow play the ball, thanks to a bit of work over the top by Greenwood. Beg your pardon, it's Michael Dodson. This is Matt Dragicic now. Still in their own half. It's a messy sort of play the ball. Again, it's just been slow football from both sides. Haven't really got a chance to go end to end. Now this is Mitchell. He finds the number 11 in Josh Baker. He shows a bit of fancy footwork, and Matt Dragicic on the inside if he wanted him. He chooses not to use him. And we've got another slow play the ball. Mitch Cornish over the top, and that's a last tackle penalty. That is criminal. Absolutely criminal. On last tackle, they've done reasonably well to keep them limited with their metre gainage and give them an opportunity just 7 minutes out from half time. That's a big play.
Now we'll just see whether the Bushrangers can really make them pay.
Well, it feels like a while since we've seen the Bushies really attack the goal line of the Bulldogs. We'll see what sort of structure they throw at the Bulldogs on this occasion. Ball goes further infield. This is Brent Neal. He's hitting a good shot. Good one-on-one shot. Might have been Michael Dodson over the top. It certainly was. You know he hits hard. Mitchell out of dummy half. He goes to the left from Sheffield. Now to Alexander. Alexander, he dummies his way through. He almost pokes his head through as well. It's a very important tackle from Nick Cornish down low. Now out of dummy half. It finds its way to Sheffield. He turns back down the short side. He beats 1. Beats 2. He gets an offload away to Mitchell. Mitchell, he goes to Dragicic. Bit of fancy footwork at the line. He can't get an offload away either, but does get a quick play the ball away. This is Mitchell out of dummy half. He might have got his second. No, he's lost the ball over the line. A bit of push and shove now between Mitch Cornish and Josh Mitchell. Just a hug. Nothing major. But big opportunity for the Bushies on that occasion. It was just a last-ditch tackle on Mitchell because he was over for all money.
Just for a moment there, I do think he got the ball down as well. that dummy really opened up the defensive line, but just couldn't get it down.
Yeah, a couple offloads at the line causing a few issues for the Bulldogs. They'll let off the hook again. I think they'll be reasonably happy if they can just go to the break 4-0 down. There's a couple quicker play the balls, and already you can just see the difference it makes. A quick play the ball, and Hayden Hodge, he loves that run through the middle. And Orbison this time finds his winger. He plays it just outside the 30-metre zone. They come left to Mitch Cornish. Mitch Cornish chooses to run. He's got a couple tries already this season, Mitch Cornish. He looks for his fullback. He finds him. This is Cooper O'Connor. He steps back on the inside, but is taken in a two-man tackle eventually, led by Brophy. Jared Kennedy over the top. Orbison. This is Mitch Cornish. He goes short now. It's last tackle. Do they know it? They throw the ball away, and it's intercepted. And once again, the Bushies, they survive, albeit by the skin of their teeth. And another big hit, and it's coughed up the ball. The referee says play on. It's gone backwards. I'm surprised you didn't call that one a knock on. It might have gone into a Bulldogs player first before it went backwards, but play on's the call. I think Connor Masson's got to put his headgear on tighter. But they survive once again. This is Nigarima Low. He steps back on the inside. No thought of an offload on this occasion. Taken just outside his 20. Now out of dummy half. This is Sione Palahame. Picks his team up 10 metres. They're inside the 40 now. You always look for blokes like Josh Mitchell at a 40-20 shot, although this time it comes from Rob Sheffield. And Cooper O'Connor decides to let it bounce. He gets a friendly one, though. Yeah, it wasn't the deepest kick, so he'll bring this one back out to his 40-metre zone. Now they work it out through Ungo, and they get themselves a penalty this time for a high tackle. He takes his quick tap. He's got players in front of him, though. We'll bring it back.
And Connor Masson's just gone off after that big hit. Never truly regained his feet.
Yeah.
He's been taken off.
Looks like it might be. He almost got clobbered with that ball from the kick for touch as well. I don't think that's going to do his HIA test any good. So back underway. This is Chris Hart now. Shows a bit of footwork at the line. To no avail on this occasion. Orbison a dummy half. Now he goes short to Dodson. He spins in the tackle looking to get an offload away. He can't on this occasion. Yeah, Orbison in a dummy half once again. He comes to the right-hand side to Mitch Cornish. He goes one more. That's a great pass from Nick Cornish. And just a great one-on-one tackle. The number 11 for the Bushies with an absolute try-saver. It's Josh Baker. So they go back on the inside. They do get an offload away. And it's a bit hot potato. And it finds itself to Michael Dodson. Is he going to go over? He certainly is. What about the strength from Michael Dodson? Just before half-time in the 38th minute, Michael Dodson gives his team a reprieve. We're all locked up here at Greenway Oval.
How about that? The Bushrangers defence has been unreal for 47 and a half minutes, but then Michael Dodson, the old fella, he's just run straight through a huge wall of defence. And after all that, it looks like the Goulburn Workers will head into half-time with a lead, despite being the second-best team for 47 or so minutes.
Yeah, well, I mean, everybody that managed to touch the ball in that little phase of play, there was fancy footwork, there was hit and spins, and Michael Dodson said, I won't have any of that. I'll just go straight over. He's been very strong since he's come on the field, Michael Dodson. It's a well-deserved try. And the Bushies, yeah, they'll be disappointed not to be going into the break with a lead. But they've had their opportunities, the Bulldogs. And finally, on this occasion, they take it. As you mentioned, I think they'll be satisfied going into half-time knowing that they probably haven't been the better side in this first half. But they will go to a 6-4 lead, provided Chris Hart knocks this one over. You'd expect him to. From right in front, Chris Hart moves in. They go to the lead, Goulburn. 6-4 just before half-time. I'd see the Bushies rushing to get this kick-off back underway. So you see the clock wind down, just on 45 seconds now. I think it's been a game of limited opportunities and limited flow for both sides. A lot of stoppages, a lot of penalties. We'll go through the stats at half-time, Vince, but yeah, you mentioned I think we expected a more open game than what we've seen so far.
Yeah, you're certainly right. It's been a lot of penalties, and it's just been a lot of ill discipline from both sides, as well as all the errors, and a low-scoring game as a result.
So with just 15 seconds to go, looks like we'll have just the 1 or 2 plays here. This is the winger, Tuggeranong, who takes it up. Don't know if we'll get time for another play with just a few seconds left on the clock. He needs to get to his feet quickly. He's not in any rush. The referee says this will be the last one. And Michael Dodson will add to his metre count for the day. So that is half-time here at Greenway Oval. We are currently at Goulburn 6, Tuggeranong 4, and a scrappy half of football. Vince.
Yeah, it certainly was. Very stop-start, just the 2 tries. With it was Josh Mitchell ducking in from dummy half in the 3rd minute to give them a 4-0 lead to the Bushrangers. At that point, I thought we might have been in for a high-scoring clash. Then there was a lot of penalties and a lot of errors until Michael Dodson's try in the 38th minute, which was converted by Chris Hart to give the Bulldogs a 6-4 lead at the break.
Yeah, have we got a penalty count and an error count for that half?
We do. Penalties, a lot. It is 5 all in the penalty count, and then errors, Goulburn workers have made 7, whereas Tuggeranong have made 5.
Yeah, so it has been a scrappy half of football. No real flow as of yet, but hopefully we see a little bit more in the second half. We'll be back in just a few moments. Welcome back to Greenway Oval. We've just had half time here. We've got the Bushies trailing 6 points to 4 against the Goulburn Workers Bulldogs side in what was a scrappy first half of football, a bit of a slugfest. But hopefully after the pep talk from coaches Jared Tecker and Adam Kyle, we might see a little bit more attacking football in this half of football, Vince.
Yeah, we hope so. It was certainly a slugfest, as you say, but there's just too much quality in both these sides for that to continue, I think, for another 40 minutes. So hopefully we're in for a good second half.
Yeah, we're expecting a much improved performance from both sides as we await the referee to blow time on and get us back underway in this top of the table clash. The Bloomers Lawyers Canberra Raiders Cup back underway. This kickoff is high and out to the corner and taken comfortably in the end. This is Brent Neal that brings it back. It's a good run as well. He ends up on his stomach, 20 metres out from his own line. Mitchell in a dummy half. He goes just one off the ruck. Simple football early on by the Bushies. That's out to the number 14. That's Jalil Fa'amoy Yawani who's on the field. Now this is Matt Dragosic. Taken just 30 metres out from his own goal line. Now Mitchell out the back. He found a bit of space. They have through Wes Alexander. He's got support either side of him. He puts the kick in. Has he got the speed, Nigarima Low? He certainly does. He goes over. Nigarima Low with the first try in the second half. What a start by the Bushies and what a break it was by Wes Alexander. 8 points to 6. The Bushies back in front, Vince.
We asked for an improved second half and it only took about 40 seconds for us to see it. That was a beautiful break by Alexander. That was really his try. He had 3 men out on his left. And when he kicked it, I thought it was a brave decision, but he trusted the speed of Nigarima Low, and rightfully so. That is an exceptional try by the Tuggeranong Bushrangers.
Yeah, I thought he bombed it for a second there. I thought for sure I think he had 3 players either side of him, left or right. All you got to do there is just draw and pass. He decides to kick. In the end, it pays off, though. The ends justify the means. The Bushies back out in the lead. So 8-6 the scoreline. Just come back from half-time. Beautiful break by Wes Alexander down this left-hand side. Showing some good early promise in the number 6 jersey for the Bushies. As we mentioned, they did go through a lot of changes from the end of last season. I think this might be Wes Alexander's second game. We see Mitchell lining this one up. Similar position to the one he missed in the first half. As he moves in, he strikes this one. No, he's pushed this one away as well. So hopefully goal kicking doesn't cost him in the end. He's none from 2 early on. So we're at Bushies 8 points to 6 at the moment. He's had 2 relatively easy kicks at goal. But that's the sort of attacking football we expected to see here today, Vince.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we're missing in the first half. So hopefully we see 38 more minutes of that.
Yeah, Brent Neal does what he did all but a minute ago. He gets us back underway, just outside his 20-metre zone. Now, Drury Low in a dummy half. Doesn't feel like we've called a lot of him today. We've definitely favoured this left edge with Nigarima Low, as opposed to going down the right edge with Drury. Taken just short of the 40-metre zone now. Josh Mitchell in a dummy half. He throws a long ball out to Josh Baker, who steps on the inside a little bit. It's a broken defensive line, so he earns his team a few extra metres and gets an offload away. He finds Matt Dragosic, who steps back on the inside and gets it inside the opposition half, just outside their 40-metre zone. A good set after points here from the Bushies as Mitchell goes to dummy half. There he goes, one off the ruck to Sione Palahame. That looked like a strip to me, and it certainly was. We've got another penalty against the Bulldogs, and the Bushies are going to get another opportunity inside the opposition 20. Right call from the referee. It's been all Bushies early on in this second half. See, Josh Mitchell will just look to tap and go in this set, you'd expect. He certainly does, and it's Brent Neal once again who barges into the defensive line. Taken by 2. Michael Dodson over the top and James Orbison with him. Slow play the boys, a little bit groggy, Brent Neal. I think he might be calling for a bit of support here as it goes to the number 7 in Rob Sheffield. He gets up to play it. This is Mitchell. He goes to Dragicic. He goes a short ball at the line to Palahame. He had Dragicic trailing up on the inside as well. Didn't see him. This is Mitchell. He goes to Alexander, who just waltzes straight through. And the Bulldogs, well, they fell asleep. They were waiting for an obstruction penalty, but the referee says try. Where's Alexander with his first for the Bushies for the season?
Alexander's been the star of the second half so far. We said that first try belonged to him, despite low scoring it, but that time, Alexander gets to put the ball down as well. It did look all too easy there. I couldn't really tell if there was an obstruction. The Golden Workers Bulldogs players were certainly claiming it, but it just looked all too easy for Alexander.
Yeah, might have to have a look at the replay of that one at a later date, because it just looked like the Bulldogs were at a standstill. They all had their arms up, but you've got to play to the whistle. On that occasion, it's just far too easy for Alexander to go over untouched from that distance. But he's shown a willingness to run in this second half, and so far it's paying dividends for him. The Bushies out to a 12-6 lead with the kick to come from Mitchell. All right, we've got take 3 from this sort of angle for him. He's none from 2 so far, and I'd like to go out to an 8-point lead, put it to 2 tries with the margin. See him take a little more time with this one. This time around, looks better, looks much better, and he's nailed that one. So Josh Mitchell kicks his first goal of the afternoon, and the Bushies go out to a 14-6 lead after 46 minutes here at Greenway Oval. We've just got one of the Bushies players coming off the field as well. He's holding your nose. Might be Rob Sheffield. I'll get you to keep an eye on that one, Vince.
It is Rob Sheffield there.
Sheffield. The halfbacks come off, and Chris Hart gets us back underway. A couple of the players offside from the kickoff there, but let go. This is Brent Neal. He's certainly not getting tired of doing this. Getting the kick off getting the ball off the kickoff, getting his metre count up. Mitchell at dummy half. He comes to the right-hand side. This is Ioane with the ball. Yeah, Mitchell again. He comes left to Baker. Baker again. He's always looking to step on the inside and always deadly with that offload. He does get another one away, but this time it's a sloppy take from Dragicic. A little bit lazy. And this is Steve Cummings now. He steps back on the inside. He's got a little bit of space in front of him, but he takes the tackle. A real chance to bite back here now for the Bulldogs. Taken just inside the 20-metre zone. He goes to Mitch Cornish. Now this is the number 10 in Tyson Greenwood, who works his way up to the 10-metre line for the Bulldogs. Another slow play of the ball. This is Orbison. He finds Mitch Cornish. He hits a short runner on this occasion. And that's Shane McCallum who's on the field. Now Orbison in a dummy half. He goes to Dodson. He's looking for his second. Taken just short of the line. Can he get a quick play of the ball? He does. Orbison. He goes out the back to Cornish. Cornish, beautiful short ball. And they go over eventually. It's Izzy Titter who'll score his first try for the club. And they're back in this game, the Bulldogs.
They certainly are. We asked for that more attacking second half, and it was 2 tries to the Bushrangers before the Bulldogs even got their hands on the ball. And then they got handed excellent field position thanks to that error. And in their first set, they already look much improved. And they go out to Izzy Titter, who, first match of the season, scores his first try. And there's a chance now to reduce that margin now to 2 points.
Yeah, it was a nice bit of play from Mitch Cornish in the end.
Certainly was.
It was just he double pumped. He managed to draw the defence out of the line, and eventually he gives a pass off to Titter, who scores. He gets them back into this game at 14-10 with a kick to come from Chris Hart. He's kicked 20 goals so far this season. He looks to add to his tally. I do mention the importance of just getting to the end of your set of sixes after scoring points, and on that occasion, it's just one offload too many. Dragicic with the error. And the Bulldogs, an attacking lineup like this, they'll certainly make you pay. As Chris Hart moves in, strikes this one very nicely, and we go to a 14-12 scoreline. After 49 minutes here at Greenway Oval, the Bushies holding on to a slender 2-point lead. You still see Rob Sheffield on the sideline. Looks he'll still be grasping his nose. We'll keep an eye to see whether he'll be back this afternoon. If not, it could put a little bit of increased pressure on the likes of Josh Mitchell and Wes Alexander to step up a little more. So we're back underway. Taken there by Cornish. And off the back fence, I think you'll find that's Tyson Greenwood. Yes, it is. They go back to the left-hand side through Hayden Hodge, who shrugs off Matt Dragicic, and a strong early hit up for Hayden Hodge. He's no frills. He's been no frills today. It's been all through the middle. And now this is, once again, I think that might be Michael Dodson. Now they go to the left. This time through Justin Day, I think, who might be on the field now for them. This is Orbison and a dummy half. This is Dodson looking for more work. He gets an offload away. Orbison now. He goes short to the number 16. That's Shane McCallum. Now down the blind side, Cornish. He goes to the air. Where are the chasers? They're coming through. It's taken there eventually by Izzy Titter, and he's going to get his second in as many minutes. Well, they let the ball fall, and eventually it found its way to Izzy Titter, and the referee confirms with his touch judges, and Izzy's got his second.
How about that? It was a good bomb, but that chase, I don't really know what happened. It just popped up and in Izzy Titter's hands. Just goes to show if you put yourself in the right position, the opportunities will fall, and that's exactly what happened. And now, out of nowhere, the Bulldogs are in front.
Yeah, a bit of miscommunication on that right edge by the Bushies, and the kick eventually, as we mentioned, does find its way to Izzy Titter, and a kick is only as good as its chase. On that occasion, he's in the right place at the right time. He gets his second. He joked earlier on in the week about replacing the Bulldogs captain. Said it wouldn't be any issue. Do it with aplomb. So far, he's proving himself right. They go out to a lead now. The Bulldogs are at 16-14. Still 28 and a half minutes to play, but for tries that were at a premium in the first half, they're coming thick and fast in the second half. It's Chris Hart, meticulous as ever with his approach to goal kicking. Doesn't matter whether he's directly in front or out wide. It's always the same routine. He strikes this one just as nicely, and he goes 3 from 3 for the afternoon. So we have an 18-14 scoreline. The Bulldogs back in front.
It's already 4 tries in the first 12 minutes of the second half. We expected a bit more attack, but I don't think anyone would have expected that.
Yeah, I think you're right, and I think Tuggeranong might feel a little bit hard done by to be behind at this point. But regardless, this is Dylan Rotter. That gets us back underway. The first hitter. Want to see him run a little bit more in this second half. Now this is the winger, Tau Ungo. Taken just outside his 30-metre line. It's another slow play of the ball. Dragicic and Mitchell over the top. Yeah, this is Dodson. He's probably been their strongest forward, I think. A 43-year-old veteran for the Bulldogs. Orbison dummy half. That pass looked forward for your money, and it sure is. Good call from the referee. The touch judge picking up that one. Just overrunning it on that occasion. And Orbison, he throws a pass. He couldn't help himself. And now the Bushies, they get an opportunity to hit back. Good field position. Just beyond the halfway line. Might have to see who's moved into halfback for them as well with the absence of Rob Sheffield. See Wes Alexander there feeding the scrum. We've got Michael Brophy on one side and this looks like Josh Baker on the other. He shrugs off Nick Cornish. Eventually taken by Hayden Hodge over the top. Now Mitchell. This is Jacob McGrath. He's back on the field. Just inside the 40-metre zone now for the Bushies. Another attacking opportunity. They go out the back to Brophy. He continues on. This is Nigarima Lowe. He's been very strong early on and throughout this game. Has been rewarded with a try. First one of the second half. Mitchell continues down this blind side. Jared Kennedy tried to throw a cat-out pass that I think was knocked on by the Bulldogs in Steve Cummings. So they will get another attacking opportunity here, the Bushies. It wasn't too far off from being an intercept there to Steve Cummings, and then from there I think we could have called the curtains and another try to the Bulldogs. Be interesting to see if there is any sort of structural change with Rob Sheffield off the field. It doesn't look like he will come back on at this point. He's still on the sideline, grasping at his nose. This is Nigarima Low. He threatened to pass. He dummies. He taken in a two-man tackle by Rotter and Nick Cornish. A simple play. This is Brent Neal. Gets to his feet. Mitchell in a dummy half. He goes out the back. It's a scrappy ball. Eventually finds its way to Josh Baker. Again, taken with that combo of Dylan Rotter and Nick Cornish. Mitchell from dummy half. He goes to Brent Neal. Just simple one-out football from the Bushies at the moment. What else have they got? Mitchell. He goes out the back to Brophy. Brophy out the back again to Drury-Low. Throws a floating ball that just, well, it's gone backwards and it's gone out. It wasn't a good pass from Drury-Low. It took time to find the winger, and even when it did, it was behind him. Hard to take. And the opportunity goes begging for the Bushies. Wasn't the best attacking set, Vince. It was a lot of one-out football. A couple passes went to ground, and I think the end of the set got what it deserved.
It did. It looked like perhaps they were trying to set up for something, but then they just spread it wide, a few poor passes, and lose possession. So, yeah, certainly not what they would have been hoping for, the Bushrangers.
As we have the scrum feed, and it goes to Hayden Hodge off the feed. He's taken in a good one-on-one tackle there by Jacob McGrath. Bit of help from Wes Alexander on dummy half. This is Dylan Rotter. This is what you want to see him do more of. He gets his team an extra 12 metres following a quick play of the ball. Now this is the winger once again. Taonga. Can he get an offload away? He certainly does. James Orbison now. He gets another one away. This is good football from the Bulldogs. Eventually finds its way out. They look for a one-on-one strip on that occasion. They don't get it. Now Orbison in a dummy half. He goes to Mitch Cornish. He puts the kick up. This one looks like it will fall. It does find space. And he had, I think it's Steve Cummings that was chasing. I think that might have been, he's called this ball's going to come back under the post for a dropout. I thought it might have been touched forward by Steve Cummings. The referee's ruled a knock on against the Bushies. Not a knock on, I think the ball's just gone dead via the Bushies, so it will still be a line dropout. Good kick from Mitch Cornish. Again, it's another kick they allow to bounce though. Takes a wicked turn, stays in the field of play. This looks like it'll be Michael Brophy to get us back underway, so it might be him that plays a little bit more of a half roll now that Sheffield's come off the field, as we see Tyson Greenwood just run off the back fence. He gets it back inside the 30-metre zone. He's been strong as well in this game. Now this is the number 15 for them in Justin Day. He plays the ball to Orbison. He gets a quick play of the ball, and as a result, Dylan Rotter's able to run on the inside. He breaks through a couple tackles. He's had a strong game so far, Dylan. Can he get to his feet quickly? Josh Mitchell laying in the play of the ball. He slows it down well. There's Orbison. He goes from Nick Cornish to Mitch. Mitch, he goes out the back to Cooper O'Connor, who steps back on the inside, who's taken eventually by Jared Kennedy in a one-on-one hit. It's another slow play of the ball. Mitch Cornish. He goes to Shane McCallum, who spins. He's trying to get his way over the line. He gets the ball out the back, but it's knocked on. Jared Kennedy now with the ball, bringing it back out for the Tuggy Bushrangers. And this time it looks like it might have been stripped. It has. Cooper O'Connor puts his hands up in disbelief, but the referee rules a strip against the Bulldogs. And once again, the Bushies let off the hook. Just one offload too many on that occasion from the Bulldogs, and the Bushies a fine touch just short of halfway. That was a big touch finder from Josh Mitchell. Comes from Michael Brophy out to the number 10. I think Jaden Thomas might be back out on the field now. There's Mitchell. Yeah, I think both starting props are back on. That's Daniel Hickson that looked to be on. Michael Brophy breaks straight through. Is he going to go over? He gets a pass on the outside to the number 8. Oh, it's a big tackle, and it needed to be made. They go further to the right. Josh Mitchell now. It goes to Drury Low. What has he got? He steps past one. He's got the strength to beat two. Can he get there? He looks like he's held up just short of the line. He has. We'll have a play the ball here. Josh Mitchell, he goes short. That's just a complete barge over from Jared Kennedy, and the Bushies bite back. We are all locked up here at Greenway Oval, and you could sense it coming in that set, Vince. 18 all. The try goes to Jared Kennedy.
You could. The Bushrangers look like they were playing with real purpose there. bringing the ball forward. They were looking like they had a mission. And you just saw Jared Kennedy run with such force that there was no way the Bulldogs were going to stop him there from just a couple of metres out.
Yeah, we know Jared Kennedy runs a very good line. He made a couple line breaks last week as well. On this occasion, it's more strength than it is agility and guile that gets him over the try line. But put that one down to the break made by Michael Brophy up through the middle. And also kudos to Daniel Hickson, the number 8, for supporting on the inside. It's not necessarily a prop forward you want in support play, but did his job, held onto the ball, got a quick play the ball away, and then from there, the Bushies did the rest. Well-deserved try to Jared Kennedy as we go to 18 all.
And it looks with Sheffield off, it looks like it is Brophy that's moved to halfback, with Drury Lowe going to fullback and Josh Baker going out to the centre. So a bit of a shift. That's moving 3 players rather than just moving the 1. But Brophy already having an immediate impact.
Yeah, important kick here for Josh Mitchell. As he might have hit the post, and it might have... Might have to check the replay for that one. It looked like it might have snuck in.
It looked like it fell over.
But the touchies say no. That's an important kick because it keeps us level at 18 all. And despite the 4 tries to 3 scoreline, goal kicking the difference at the moment. Just 1 from 4 for Josh Mitchell so far. He might be asking his players to score a couple a little bit closer to the uprights for the next couple. And Chris Hart gets us back underway. Eventually finds its way to, I think that's Drury Lowe, who takes the first hit up off the kickoff. Not all that often you'll see a centre take the first one. Now out of dummy half. I think you'll find that's Ioane out of dummy half. Certainly is. Now Mitchell, he comes to the left-hand side. This is Daniel Hickson. Just works his way up, just over the 30-metre line. This is Mitchell now, out of dummy half. He goes to Jaden Thomas. Again, just simple football. 1 prop forward, 2 prop forward. Now last tackle goes to Brophy. What's his kicking game like? It's a big kick, and he's found a knock on. He's caused a knock on. Cooper O'Connor, he'd like to have that one again. It was a decent nudge from Michael Brophy. Not only does he fancy himself as a half, but he's playing like one.
He sure is. He slipped in so naturally. Really just wanting his hands on the football, making breaks, putting some great kicks in. He's really asserting himself on this game and on this second half.
Well, it's been a game of a couple momentum swings, particularly this second half, more than the first, I think. I think you found that Bushy's got off to an absolute flyer in this first half, and then the Bulldogs bit back, scored a couple of their own, and now it's the last 5-10 minutes has been all Bushrangers, and this second half has gone by very quickly. We've only got 17.5 minutes left. As the scrum is fed, goes from Mitchell out to Alexander. Now this time to Tristan Eldridge. Doesn't feel like we've called his name a lot today. A former Queanbeyan Blues fullback. Now this goes out to Jaden Thomas. He just runs it straight up the middle. He manages to bump off Nick Cornish. Just a couple metres short of the line. Which way does Mitchell go? He goes to the right. This is Michael Brophy. He goes short this time to Jared Kennedy. This time the defence savvy to the plan, and they managed to tackle him just a couple metres out from the goal line. Now Mitchell dummies, goes himself. Can he get the ball down? You better believe he can. Josh Mitchell with his second for the afternoon, and what an important try it could be. 22 points to 18, Tuggeranong. They hit the lead, and it's through their captain, Josh Mitchell.
Certainly was. He hasn't had the best afternoon with the boot, but he's crossed for his second try. And that dummy and swerve there, and then as well as the strength. There was still 2 or 3 defenders on him, but reached out with that right arm behind him, planted the ball on the ground, and he's just given his team an incredibly important lead with not long left.
Well, all of his team players have been scoring tries away from the post, so he says, I'll do it myself. I'll put it just about under it. This kick, you'd expect him to throw over, but he might just be having one of those afternoons as well. 22 to 18, take it out to 6 points. Just on 16 minutes to play. That's what you want from your skippers. As I mentioned before, I think in the first half we gave a slight points victory to Josh Mitchell in the Battle of the Hookers. I think he's added to his tally on this occasion. He gets his second for the afternoon and his second for the season. Their leading point scorer in 2018. Starting to come to the fore in 2019 as he moves in. This one he makes no mistake of. We're at 24-18 with 15 and a half to play. Tuggeranong leading over the Goulburn Worker Bulldogs.
Josh Mitchell, number 9. Tuggeranong Bushrangers, 24. Leading Goulburn, 18.
They're back underway via the boot of Chris Hart, and it's very close to the sideline.
I thought he could have stuck out a right leg there.
So do I. It's a good run in the end. It's a run you should be starting from halfway. But we continue on. This is Drury-Low out of dummy half. He makes a couple of extra metres. He's deceptively strong, Drury-Low. We've seen that a few times today. He's poked his head through a couple times. This goes to Matt Dragicic now from dummy half. Taken there by Justin Day and Matt Martin, the Headgear brothers. Now Matt Dragicic plays it just inside the opposition half. This time it's Daniel Hickson. In fact, it's Jaden Thomas, beg your pardon. Some easy metres on display here for the Bushies, and Alexander, he puts a grubber kick in. This will be awkward for Cooper to take, but he does well. But the kick chase is just as good, and the Bulldogs are going to have to do this from deep inside their own territory. And this is the winger. This is good defence from the Bushies. They almost managed to drag him back in the in goal. Just a metre out, 2 tackles in. This is Cornish, who finds his way to the winger. And, to Dylan Rodder. That's a good tackle on him. They limit his damage. Now this is the winger once again. Tuggeranong. Just outside the 20-metre zone. They're going to need a big kick at the end of this set here. This is James Orbison, beg your pardon. They look to get the ball away on that occasion. Got to be careful here, Tuggeranong, not to give away a penalty. James Orbison gets the kick away, and it's taken on the full there by Drury-Low. And he gets it back out to the 40-metre line. So a good defensive set from the Bushies, and it earns themselves some good attacking position in this set of 6, although that's a great tackle from James Orbison. He sensed the dummy half run coming, and he shut it down very quickly there on Ioane. This is Dragicic now, one off the ruck. 3 men involved in that tackle. Matt Martin and Justin Day once again leading from the front. Now this kick goes out to Tristan Eldridge, who's hitting a good strong tackle, and the ball comes free. The referee says knock on, and it's the skipper, James Orbison. That's what you want to see.
You certainly do. He smelled out that dummy half run earlier in the set. You could see he was really getting his team to aim up in defence, and he's come with a real captain's tackle there on his side. A scrum right on halfway.
Yeah, it's a big play in the context of the game. 13 minutes to play. 6 points down. Tuggeranong with all the running. They started that set off just inside their 40. Would have got to the end of that set of 6 with an attacking opportunity. So a play as important as that, it can be as simple as that, can turn the match. It's from the scrum, they go to the left. Eventually finds its way through to Jake Whitaker. He's another one I don't think we've called a lot of today. It's another slow play, the ball. This is Justin Day. Just a simple one-out football into the ruck. Taken just inside the 40-metre zone now. James Orbison. He goes down the blind side now. This is Matt Martin. No-nonsense football taken by Josh Mitchell and Jared Kennedy. Now Mitch Cornish back on the inside to Justin Day. Working it inside, just outside, just inside the 20-metre zone, beg your pardon. Now they go down the blind side here. This is Mitch Cornish. There he goes, or it might have been, is he Titter, beg your pardon. And now down the blind side, Mitch Cornish sees an opportunity, goes to Chris Hart. He puts the grubber through, but it's well taken there by Nigarima Low. And they hold out on that occasion, the Bushies. This is Ioane. Bit of hard work to do to get out of their own danger zone. Now Brophy out of dummy half. He goes to Daniel Hickson. That's a good run from the prop forward. A couple of extra post-contact metres. It's a slow play, the ball again though. Fatigue might just start to kick in around this time. This is Daniel Hickson. It's not unusual to see those 2 players go 1 and 2 with hit-ups. Josh Mitchell out of dummy half. I thought of an early kick. Now this is Daniel Hickson once again. No shortage of work ethic in this Tuggeranong forward pack. Now down the blind side. This is Brophy on last tackle. Jared Kennedy. Maybe an opportunity here. He holds on to it. And that'll be a handover on last tackle on the 40-metre line. Wonder if Kennedy knew it was last tackle. Looked like they might have created some numbers on that occasion, but the ball stays in hand, and eventually we'll have a handover. We're back underway now. We've got a little bit of a, might have been a head knock here. So I think it's Cooper O'Connor it is. Hayden Hodge back up through the middle. He's back to his feet, looks to be okay. Now we've got another slow tackle here. We've got another injury. I think this is Hayden Hodge. He's just a little bit groggy to get to his feet. I think there'll be a couple of boys out there, Vince, that might just be sucking in the deep ones at the moment.
Yeah, I think so. We're at that point of the game where fatigue starts to take shape, and I think after a sluggish first half, the second half has been quite end-to-end, so there'll be players on both sides starting to really feel it.
I think I can count 5 trainers out in the field at the moment.
Yeah, everyone wants a drink of water, I think, at this point. A few cuts getting patched up as well.
Yeah, a couple running repairs for a number of players as we just await Hayden Hodge to get back to his feet. Looks like he might. Looks like he's going to play this ball. Just over 10 minutes to play. 6 points behind the Bulldogs. He's definitely important cog in their wheel. They want to keep him out there if they can. It looks like he will continue as we await the resumption of play. And we're back to go. This is Matt Martin now. He takes the first one up, just short of the 40-metre zone in the Bushies half. They come right, beg your pardon, from Cornish to the other Cornish. This is Nick Cornish. He does get through a couple, and then it's put down, though, by the number 10, and that's Tyson Greenwood who comes up with the error. Just when you thought they'd split them open a little bit with some ad-lib football, they put it down, and it's a big opportunity lost. This is, I think it's Drury Low. It is. Looking just short of the halfway line. Josh Mitchell now. He comes to the right to Ioane. He steps through a couple of tackles. Eventually makes his way up to the halfway line. Taken there over the top by James Orbison. And Tyson Greenwood involved in that tackle too. This is Jacob McGrath. It's a good run. He makes 10 metres. Might have had his head slammed into the ground a little bit hard there. He's a little bit slow to his feet. And Mitchell out of dummy half. He goes right. This is the number 10. This is Jaden Thomas. It's another slow play of the ball. Now Mitchell. Out to Brophy. Drury Low. Finds it to Migarima Low. Low's combining on that occasion. And Josh Mitchell. See him scheming. Which way is he going to go? He goes down the blind side, Josh Mitchell. He puts a little grubber in. Will it hold up? It looks like it will. We're just waiting to see what the referees say. It looks like it'll be a scrum 10 metres out. Not a bad end to the set from Josh Mitchell.
No, I think he'd be happy with that. It's that point in the game where they do have the lead. There's less than 10 minutes left. I think that's smart play by the captain there, finding touch, giving his forwards a break. And they'll now look to try and pin the Bulldogs back in this end of the field.
It's certainly been a more entertaining second half than it was first half. Definitely tries help that cause, but I think just the overall quality of football has been better. I think Josh Mitchell and James Orbison, the work out of dummy half has been much improved in this second half. It's made for an entertaining spectacle. I think the crowd have enjoyed it as well. So scrum feed goes away of the Bulldogs and they get an offload away. This is Orbison. He steals an extra couple metres here. In fact, and then some more. Gets it just 30 metres out from the line. He's looking for a penalty there. It's not forthcoming. And now this is Rotter with another strong run. He picks up another 10 metres for the Bulldogs, just outside the 40-metre zone. This is the winger once again. Unga. It's another slow play, the ball with Alexander over the top. Oh, now it's another drop ball, this time from Rotter. That one hurts. 7.5 minutes out. Good field position, and the ball goes down. It's an unforced error as well. Starting to run out of time a little bit. The Bulldogs, you just wonder if the Bushies can get into the right field position. Will they look to take a point just to put it beyond 6 points? Josh Mitchell had his kicking boots on today. They might have been out of sight. See Matt Dragicic just a little slow to his feet as well. One of the trainers out there with him. I think we've got another big group of trainers out there once again.
We do. I don't think either team's in any particular rush to get the ball in the scrum with play time off at this stage, but I think you're right. If they get up the other end of the field, it's starting to get to the point where you would very much consider the field goal. Take it outside that converted try and allow yourself to dictate the pace of the game.
It'll be interesting. And again, with Rob Sheffield off the field, it does take away one of those field goal options for them. As off the scrum, I think you'll find that's Ioane. I beg your pardon, that's Eldridge. Who takes the first one off the ruck as Jared Kennedy now. He earns his team an extra 10, 12 metres with a strong run. They're inside opposition territory now. So it goes to Brophy. On to Daniel Hickson. He steps back on the inside. It might be 6 again here. They're going to say knock on here. A little bit surprised. I thought maybe a hand from the Bulldogs forced that ball, but Hickson apologising to his teammates. So maybe just a loose carry on that occasion. Big let off for the Bulldogs. About 6 minutes and 11 seconds to go on the clock. 24-18 in favour of the Bushies. The winner, of course, will either move or stay on top of the table after 4 rounds. So Orbison, our dummy half, he finds Rotter. He's had a lot more involvement in this second half. Doesn't quite have the same level of impact. And they go once again. This is Shane McCallum. He's been strong since he's come onto the field as well. Now Orbison, he goes left. Oh, Nick Cornish puts the ball down. Well, just when you get an opportunity, your first real attacking opportunity in quite some time, we've had just a number of unforced errors of just simple things like that. Just simple passes from dummy half, Vince, and they've just gone to ground.
It is. It's starting to get to the point in the game where you can't afford to make errors in your attacking area. You're going to have to start taking a chance sooner or later, and that's their 7th error of the second half.
Yeah, the clock is ticking for the Bulldogs. Is their undefeated start to the season about to come to an end? So we'll see another good run from Josh Baker. He's been very good. He's moved into a couple different positions today, but he's managed them all quite well. This is Matt Dragicic. I don't think they've had a poor performer today, the Bushies. I think they've been very strong across the park. Michael Brophy puts this little chip over the top. Is it going to sit up? This one goes out into touch, and he won't be horribly disappointed with that result. He'll just wind down the clock a little bit longer, give his team a chance to set the defensive line, and another opportunity for a breather. 4.5 to go. Who do you look for in this Bulldogs lineup to break it open? I think there's a couple that come to mind. I think Dylan Rotter's been good if you can get him one-on-one. You expect it to come from Mitch Cornish or James Orbison or Nick Cornish.
Certainly no shortage of attacking talent. Just none of them have really been at their best today.
Yeah, speak of the devil, here is Dylan Rotter. He breaks a couple tackles. He looks to get an offload away. His first tackle. There's just still some time to get themselves that try that they're looking for. This is a good shot on Shane McCallum.
Very bunched.
I think it was Jaden Thomas with the shot before, and on this occasion it's Josh Baker again. Sorry, Jared Kennedy with the tackle. And again, he's involved in this one as well. They're muscling up in defence here, the Bushies. And they're starting to show that they will be a force once again this season. There's Orbison, he's looking for the 40-20 shot. That pass looked forward. The referee says no, play on. That pass looked forward. The referee on this occasion will say knock on this occasion.
Yeah, Orbison really wanted that 40-20. He's had 2, 3, 4 goes at it, but his teammates just kept getting in front of him.
They did. There were a couple of players in front that didn't help him. But on this occasion, the ball goes to ground. Might have been a little bit fortuitous with a couple of the calls around some of the passes that were thrown. So you now, the crowd certainly didn't like them. So we stop the clock with just on 2 minutes 50 to play.
It certainly is field goal time for the Bushrangers here. They'll certainly be in range by the end of this set. And if they can give them, or a repeat set or a field goal, would give them a 7-point lead with a couple minutes left.
If they can get close enough, you'd go for it. But I think anything too far out, you just drill it into the corner and make the Bushies work it out from their own end. You don't want to give away a 7-tackle set this close to full time. This is Ioane. He's taken, might have almost gone past the horizontal there. Tackle from Matt Martin. So this is Jaden Thomas once again. He's had a very strong game, particularly since he's come back on the field, I think. He's a bit slow to his feet. He's actually gone down, clutching at a rib. He's still staying down. Just keep an eye on that for us, Vince. This is Dragicic now. Mitchell in a dummy half. He goes to Brophy. No thoughts of kicking on that occasion. He almost managed to sneak through with Kennedy on his right side. Now Mitchell in a dummy half. Are they thinking field goal? They are. Where's Alexander? No, he puts this one high. Looks for all money. He was shaping for the 1 point there. And it's taken by Chris Hart. Again, not the worst option. Just thought with the depth of where's Alexander and the way that he's shaped to kick that, he might have been looking at a 1 point. He takes a safe option, and the Bulldogs have it all to do now. A couple of tackles gone already, not outside their 40. This is Rotter. They look for an offload. He's certainly strong to stand in the tackle. The referee finally calls held, and he might have lost this ball. He has. He tried to play it while still standing. And kicks it into the opposition player now. Don't do anything silly. You still force a mistake in this, in the minute that's left to play. You just never know.
That's true, but that was incredibly costly there for the Bulldogs. Just tried to play it too quickly.
So we've got a couple of contenders for man of the match that we've got to have a look at. Don't forget to log on to the Canberra Region Rugby League website during the week, thanks to ActuAGL, the ActuAGL man of the match. A couple of contenders today. I think if we're leaning towards the Tuggeranong side, I think Wes Alexander's been very good. But I think Josh Mitchell has led the way for them as well. So I think it'll come down to maybe one of those two. Jared Kennedy's been very strong as well as we look to see this game out as well. Now Mitchell, nothing flash in this set you'd expect from the Bushies as Jacob McGrath. The magic cramp will start to kick in around now, you'd think. Bit fast out of dummy half. They just kick it out on the full here. So 6 seconds. It doesn't look like they're in any sort of rush to play the ball here, the Bulldogs, and that is the full-time buzzer. And the Bushies remain undefeated in 2019. A 24-18 victory over the Goulburn Workers Bulldogs. And off the back of a wonderful second half, Vince, you've got to say that it's a well-deserved victory for the Bushies.
You do. It was a pretty dull first half, but that second half really came to life. And at times, the Bulldogs matched them, but the Bushrangers just played nearly 40 minutes of great football.
Yeah, let's just go through the try scorers for the game.
So in the first half, we just had the 2 tries, with the captain Josh Mitchell barging over in the 3rd minute and Dodson for Goulburn in the 38th minute. But then the second half, in the 41st minute, we had Nigarima Low, followed by Alexander crossing for Tuggeranong. At that point, it was Goulburn who hit back with Titor in the 49th minute, and then 2 minutes later, he had his second to give his side the lead. But then it was Kennedy for Tuggeranong to tie things up in the 60th minute before what proved to be the match winner when the captain Mitchell barged over for his second.
Yeah, it was a real captain's effort. And how did the possession count and the errors look in the end?
It was Goulburn, really both halves had the errors, 7 in the first half and then 9 in the second. Whereas for the Bushrangers, then managing to clean things up with just the 4 errors in the second half and many more completed sets than Goulburn had. Yeah,
we did hear early in the week, as we mentioned, that Josh Mitchell said completions were the key to winning this game. As it turns out, his prophecy was correct, and they walk away with a 24-18 win. As we mentioned, tune into the Canberra Region Rugby League website during the week to see who the ActuAGL Man of the Match award is. Otherwise, thank you for your company tonight, and on behalf of Bar TV, myself and Vince, we wish you a very good afternoon.